Shalom, brothers and sisters, and once again, this is Shabar Judah, Israel, bringing you another edition concerning Solid Foundation Israelite Academies. That's right, Solid Foundation Israelite Academy, also known as Solid Foundation International Ministries. And now today we're going to be talking about mandrakes. That is the topic on today, mandrakes. What are mandrakes? Does the Bible talks about mandrakes? Of course the Bible talks about mandrakes, and that's the very reason why we're going to be discussing this lesson. But before we get into the lesson, we're going to say double honors to the elders and the apostles, salutations to the Akim that's preaching the truth and sincerity, and last but not least, all praises and glorification and due honor to Yahweh, Bahashem, Hamashiach, Yahweh Shai, who the world calls God, and Jesus Christ. So we're going to get straight into the lesson. And this is dealing with mandrakes concerning the Bible. Now, what is a mandrake concerning the Bible? Let's get straight into the term mandrake. Let's see what mandrakes are concerning the Bible. We're going to come from the encyclopedia, show you some references on the web, and we'll get back into the Bible. Brothers and sisters, this is the Columbia Encyclopedia. Okay, the Columbia Encyclopedia. I picked this up from a local, you could say, flea market. And we're going to go straight into this encyclopedia concerning mandrake. So we're going to go into the M's category. Okay, we see at the top right there, Mexico. We will zoom in. First, we must find mandrake. So that's M-A-S. Let's keep going. M-A-R. Let's keep going. M-A-L. We close to it. M-A-N. So it's somewhere around here. All right, brothers and sisters. Here it is. It says mandrake. Some people pronounce it as mandrake. Mandrake, a plant of the nightshade family. So it's a plant of the nightshade family. It also says the source of a narcotic. Those are drugs. So the mandrake is a narcotic plant. Narcotic. Much used during the Middle Ages as a painkiller. And perhaps the subject of more superstition than any other plant. So the true mandrakes are of the genus Mandragora, especially, let's see what it says right here. It says S.F.I.A, if I'm pronouncing that right, and so forth. But anyways, mandrake, what we want to focus on, that it's a what? The source of a narcotic. That's a strong drug, man. The reason why we're bringing out this, because we're going to show you without a shadow of a doubt that mandrakes are psychedelic plants. Mandrakes are plants that cause a man, woman, teenager, any type of human. Mandrakes cause that particular person to hallucinate. Mandrakes takes you on a hallucinogenic journey, cause the mind to hallucinate. Mandrakes are hallucinogenic plants that's on the same level as mushrooms that contains dimethyltryptamine, alright, such as DMT, or some may say entheogen. We will go over those shortly. So mandrakes are most definitely a narcotic plant, and it's a hallucinogenic plant that causes individuals to hallucinate. We're going to show you that it was certain people in the Bible that was intaking mandrakes, that was consuming mandrakes, and they called mandrake back in biblical times what we would say today as weed being marijuana or pot. That's what mandrakes was on, the same level as marijuana, or some may say cannabis or pot, back in biblical times. So let's get into that.
A mandrake is the root of a plant, historically derived either from plants of the genus Mandragora, found in the Mediterranean region, which is the Middle East, found in the Mediterranean region, or from other species such as Bryonia alba, the English mandrake, which have similar properties. The plant from which the root is obtained are also called mandrakes. So we will go to Wikipedia right now. Click on that. Let's go to Wikipedia right now. And concerning the mandrakes, it says a mandrake is the root of a plant, historically derived either from plants of the genus Mandragora, which we just read, found in the Mediterranean region, Middle East. But for the sake of time, I just want to get straight to the main cause of this Wikipedia definition of mandrake. Because mandrakes contains derelic hallucinogenic tropane alkaloids. So mandrakes contains delirium, I think I'm saying it right. Delirium hallucinogenic tropane alkaloids. So mandrake is most definitely hallucinogenic, as you can see. It's most definitely hallucinogenic. I just wanted to bring that out because we're going to show you something in the Bible, what was going on concerning mandrakes.
So we're going to go over Genesis, the 30th chapter in the Bible. That's the first book in the Bible, Genesis, the book of the beginners. And before we go into that chapter, I want to elaborate, just give you a short outline what we're about to go in concerning Genesis, concerning the mandrakes, or some may say the Mandragora plant. Okay. That story talks about in the Bible, Jacob's wives, okay, they were swapping him. They were swapping him out in exchange for some mandragoras, or some may say mandrakes. His wives were swapping him out in exchange for some mandrakes, or some may say mandragoras. Well, basically, what you know as marijuana, or what you know as marijuana, or some may call it weed or cannabis, back in the ancient times, the mandrakes, they was known as what you would call pot today, or marijuana today. It was on the same level as some people say weed. You know, it's different names for marijuana. You have some people call it hydro, some people call it blow, some people call it loud. I mean, it's different names for marijuana. So we're gonna show you in Genesis 30, mandrakes in Genesis 30, or some may say the Mandragora plant, was on the same level as pot, or some may say marijuana today, because it had those strong hallucinogenic effects. It also was a narcotic. It contained strong psychedelic effects, the mandrake. So we're going to get in more to it about that. But that's what I want to bring out concerning Genesis, the 30th chapter. So Leah was married to Jacob, you know, which was the oldest daughter of Laban, which was Jacob's uncle, Laban. And Laban also had another daughter by the name of Rachel. Jacob ends up working for Laban 7 years, and he really wanted Rachel, but Laban gave him Leah in the place of Rachel first, because it was only right for the eldest child to be given first. So Laban, which was Jacob's uncle, gave him Leah, the oldest daughter. So Jacob worked for Laban another 7 years, and he gave him Rachel. So Jacob ended up marrying Leah and Rachel. And concerning Genesis, the 30th chapter, it speaks on Leah was married to Jacob, and Leah and Jacob had a son by the name of Reuben. You can just look at that, and it'll tell you that around Genesis, the 29th chapter and the 30th chapter, it'll tell you about the children that came from Jacob's seed line, which are basically today the 12 tribes of Israel, which are you blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. But concerning Genesis, the 30th chapter, there was a woman named by the name of Rachel, which was Leah's youngest sister. And what happened in Genesis the 30th chapter was they were swapping Jacob out for mandrakes. So let's see what really went down. We're going to start with Genesis the 30th chapter, the 14th verse. So Genesis 30, okay, the book of Genesis 30th chapter, the 14th verse. And Reuben went in the days of the wheat harvest and found mandrakes. Mandrakes. Now what are mandrakes? Let's see what mandrakes are concerning the Bible, because that's what Reuben went and found in the field. Mandrakes. Okay, so we just showed you basically what mandrakes are, but we'll show you on the biblical definition what mandrakes are, and we'll come back into Genesis 30 and 14. So we're back in Genesis 30, the 14th verse, and as you can see, mandrakes was like known as the love apple. Some people call it the devil's apple, and it was like good for sexual desires. Like mandrakes was good for that. It was also known, like we showed you, it was also known as an aphrodisiac, but it's so much more than that. So when Reuben went out in the days of the wheat harvest, he found mandrakes in the field. And what did he do? Brought them into his mother Leah. Then Rachel said to Leah, "Give me, I pray thee, of the sons mandrakes." When Reuben went out to pick mandrakes in the field, okay, when he went out to pick mandrakes in the field, Rachel wanted those mandrakes. Because Reuben went out to get the mandrakes for his mother. He went out to get those mandrakes for his mother Leah. And because Reuben was the firstborn son of Leah, and today you Reubenites are Seminole Indians. I'm just putting that out. Seminole Indians are the Florida, the Seminole Indians down in the Everglades of Florida. Okay, the Seminole Indians down in the Everglades of Florida. You are known as the modern day Reubenites. You are the descendants of Reuben, which was the firstborn son of Jacob. Reuben's mother was Leah. Leah had her firstborn child by the name of Reuben. And what did he do concerning Genesis 30 and 14? He went out into the field to get some mandrakes for his mother Leah, and Rachel wanted those mandrakes. Okay, in Genesis 30 and 14 it says, Rachel said to Leah, "Give me, I pray thee, of thy sons mandrakes." Give me, I pray thee, of thy sons mandrakes. Now why in the hell Rachel wanted these mandrakes so badly? Genesis 30 and 15, and she said unto her, this is what Leah said to Rachel, her sister, "Is it a small matter that thou hast taken my husband? And wouldest thou take away my son's mandrakes also?" So you already got my husband Jacob, and I don't know why she said that, because just like Leah was the husband, just like Leah was the wife of Jacob, Rachel was the wife of Jacob as well, because Jacob married Leah and Rachel. He worked for Laban a total of 14 years, and Leah and Rachel was the daughters of Laban. So Leah and Rachel both became Jacob's wives. So I don't see why was this said in Genesis 30 and 15, but it was said, you know how women get down. You know they got their ways. Genesis 30 and 15. And she said unto her, it is a small matter that thou hast taken my husband, and wouldest thou take away my son Mandrakes also? So this is what Leah is telling Rachel. You don't took my husband, now you want the mandrakes from my son. Now you want the mandrakes from Reuben also. And Rachel said, therefore, he shall lie with thee tonight for thy son's mandrakes. So you see that. So what in the hell going on, man? As you can see, okay, Jacob was being exchanged for some mandrakes. That's what it was, man. Because that's why in Genesis the 30th chapter, that's why when you look at the 15th verse, Rachel said, therefore, he shall lie with thee tonight for thy son's mandrakes. That's Genesis 30 and 15. So she wanted Jacob to lie. Rachel wanted Jacob to lie with Leah. And Leah wanted to give Rachel mandrakes in exchange for Jacob sleeping with her, man. So what the hell is going on? Jacob was being swapped to another woman from exchange of some mandrakes. Okay, which back in the biblical time, the mandrakes, or some may say the mandragora, was on the same level as marijuana, was on the same level as marijuana, or some may say weed, or pot, or cannabis, or loud, or hydro, or endo, or dope. Okay, so Jacob was being swapped out for some mandrakes, man, for some damn mandrakes. So was it worth it? It had to be, because mandrakes are highly hallucinogenic plants. So let's keep going on, man. Genesis 30, let's go. Genesis 30 and 16. And Jacob came out of the field, okay, in the evening, and Leah went out to meet him and said, thou must come unto me. So Leah wanted Jacob to give her the business. Why? Thou must come into me, for surely I have hired thee with my son's mandrakes. So Leah's son, which was Reuben, that went out in the field to pick the mandrakes for her, she gives the damn mandrakes to Rachel, and Rachel gives Jacob in exchange to Leah for the damn mandrakes, man. I have hired thee with my son's mandrakes, and he lay with her that night. So Jacob lied down with Leah that night and popped Leah and gave her the business. Jacob didn't complain. Jacob didn't even see nothing wrong with it. Jacob was being swapped out for some damn mandrakes. Now what was really going on? Because some people say in the Bible, mandrakes was basically an aphrodisiac, and mandrakes, some people say that in the Bible, you had Jacob women, they was having infertility problems, and the mandrakes helps increase infertility, cause you to have a child. Okay, but really, was it more to that? Because Jacob was being swapped out for some damn mandrakes, and he didn't see nothing wrong with it. Genesis 30 and 17. And God hearkened unto Leah, and she conceived and bare Jacob a fifth son. So you can see that, man. Mandrakes in the Bible. And just Genesis 30 and 14, you should just really just kind of look into, man. Just really just pray on it. And the reason why I say this is because you can see right there, man, something was going on. Reuben gave mandrakes to his mother Leah, and these are psychedelic plants. These are psychedelic plants, yes. Mandrakes are psychedelic plants that cause a person to hallucinate, that cause a person to get high. Believe it or not. And Jacob's wife, Rachel, tells Leah, her sister, that's also his wife, that she will let Leah sleep with Jacob that night. Rachel tells Leah that she will let her sleep with Jacob if Leah would give her the damn mandrakes that Reuben picked. Okay. If she would give her some mandrakes. So basically, this is the Bible story that most people roughly paraphrase it. You give me the pot, you give me the marijuana, okay, you give me the psychedelic drugs that cause you to get high, which are the mandrakes. If you give me that cause a person to be zoned out. If you give me the pot, which are the biblical mandrakes, which would be considered marijuana in our time, then I'll let you use my husband tonight. Okay. And as we went over Genesis 30 and 16, Jacob came home from the field that evening, and Leah went out to meet him and said, You have to sleep with me tonight, for I bought you for Rachel. I bought you from Rachel. So, as you can see right down, I bought you from Rachel for my son Mandrakes, and he slept with her that night. So Leah meets Jacob, and she tells him that she bought his services for the night by selling some mandrakes to his wife Rachel, which would be considered modern day pot, or which would be considered on a shroom level, which is in the hallucinogenic plant family. So Jacob slept with his wife that night. So man, you can see this tale of sex and drugs is recorded in the Bible. And in the particular case, it was over a bunch of mandrakes. Just so sex and drugs are in the Bible. Believe it or not, man, we got more to talk about concerning the mandrake. So let's get into it.
All right, we were talking about the Mandragora plant, which is known as the when you look into the Bible, it's known as the mandrake, and we're gonna show you that the mandrake is also a psychedelic plant that contains psilocybin, or some may say entheogen. Now I have a short clip. This game from Sega Dreamcast, known as the S.F.I.A Berserk Guts Rage. It's the final battle in this game where this particular guy has to fight this Mandragora plant. Okay, he has to fight this Mandragora plant, and this Mandragora plant has special abilities that it can do to protect itself. And I just want to show you this. This is a short clip from YouTube concerning S.F.I.A Berserk Guts Rage. This game is off Sega Dreamcast, and I just wanted to point this out, not for the game's sake, but for the sake of the Mandragora plant, to show you the abilities that it possesses. So now let's go ahead and start up the video concerning the Mandragora plant, which is known as in the Bible the mandrake. And let's go ahead and start the video up. Now, as you can see, this giant Mandragora plant moving from side to side, smashing down with those gigantic root arms. Now see the hallucinogenic experience? That's one of the abilities that this Mandragora plant can carry out on his opponents. And I'm just showing you that the Mandragora plant has hallucinogenic capabilities that's known as entheogen or psilocybin that cause an individual to hallucinate. And this is how this Mandragora plant is protecting itself against this particular guy. See? The hallucination process, the hallucination attack. So Mandragora plants, which is known as mandrakes, has capability of hallucinogenic experiences, man. I just want you to see this. Now those look like some gigantic rocks that he's shooting out of his mouth. He's coming down with those root arms, trying to smash his opponent, as you can see. And he's gonna do the hallucinogenic experience once again. The mandrake. That's what it does. It causes hallucinogenic experiences. And that's what I wanted to bring out concerning the Swatter Berserk gut rage. I wanted to bring that out so you can see that this plant has hallucinogenic experiences. So for people who consume the mandrakes in the Bible, they will have a hallucinogenic experience, okay, because the mandrake is in the psychedelic plant family, okay. So it's enough of that video right there, man. I just wanted to bring that out, and we're gonna get more into the mandrake that's known as the Mandragora. All right. Psychedelic plants. Psychedelic plants, which you see before your very eyes. Psychedelic plants. These are all psychedelic plants, people. Okay. So why in the hell are we talking about psychedelic plants? You will see within a few minutes. Okay. They certainly were around during biblical times. Okay. And the Bible itself testifies to this fact. It testifies to the fact that Bible heroes use psychedelic plants, such as you see as these. A mandrake, because that's also known as a psychedelic plant. That's a fact.